because this is just in case someone wants to watch this later, because this information is good. Last week, we did seated Tai Chi because Miss Doris didn't have the proper footwear. Her shoes were sandals and they didn't have a back, and that would set her up for falls. And also she wasn't at home, so the environment that she was in was kind of unsure about what was on the floor. So it's not always easy to just take your shoes off or to do it barefoot, because you don't know what's on the floor. So we chose to do it seated, and seated Tai Chi sometimes is even more difficult than standing Tai Chi, because there's so much pushing of the feet into the floor.
Right.
And really a workout. And Doris can tell you, we really were astonished of how our legs were just wore out from pushing them into the floor. Now, of course, we're in charge of how much pressure we put into the floor. So, I mean, that's a good thing. We don't have to push the feet hard into the floor. But, if you're able, you kind of give it that extra, and it does, it really does get tiring. But I was guiding her through the process, and I asked her a question. I said, what do you think we do with this foot right here?
Right.
And she knew what the answer was. And so she got a prize sent to her. What did I send you? A blanket. I sent you
Yes.
I sent you a picnic blanket. Gosh, that seems like ages ago that I sent that. But so anyway, you just never know when you're going to answer a question right and get a prize sent to you.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I was just so excited because she really was working hard and thinking through it.
That's the first time I've done that. Can you see Ruth Ann Jennifer?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm watching for her.
No, I'm here. She's here. I'm here with Doris. Yes. It's something wrong. It's something wrong with her camera.
Oh, I don't know what I'm looking at. It almost looks like a candy dish or a chair.
I don't know what's going on.
It's
wait. Let me try. That's what happened. Had it twist around.
I didn't know.
Okay, I don't know what y'all had me looking at. I thought it was a candy dish and a chair. That was my guess.
I don't know what it was. It's she had it twist around the camera.
Well, we gotta love technology, and when we can figure it out, we feel like we're king of the world, don't we?
You're right about that.
Well, let's get started. I'm glad y'all are there together. It's good to see you, Miss Ruth Ann. I missed you last week, and but me and Miss Doris had a good time doing seated Tai Chi. If y'all ever need that seated Tai Chi lesson, it's on last week's recording of October the 3rd, and that would be the PM class. Now, if you go to the AM class, that is a regular standing. The AM class is pushing through the advanced movements. They've been doing Tai Chi for a while, and so they're pushing through those. So if you want to look forward and go to that one, you can. But always feel free to use YouTube as a resource to practice and learn. And then always let me know if you have any questions.
Okay.
I'm just walking around, opening and closing my hands, just getting my body warmed up and get ready for exercise. Our weather is beginning to change. And so as we move towards colder, we do want to make sure that our bodies are warmed up. In the summertime, our bodies are warm because we're in a warm environment. We still need to warm up the muscles and move around, but it's even more important whenever it gets to be those winter months when it's cold. So just keep that in mind. A good warm up. I'm kind of a sissy when it comes to the temperature. Anytime I get to 70, I'm saying it's cold. I don't complain a lot when it's 100 degrees, but oh Lord, when it gets consistently in the 50s,
Oh, yeah.
Goodness gracious, it gets in your bones. So
Yeah.
let's get in our nice stable stance where we have that upright posture, like a string that pulls up and down. Our shoulders are relaxed. We have a nice soft bend in our knees. Our knees, we never want to lock our knees or our elbows so that good energy can flow. So we're in that nice, supportive yet relaxed stance as we go into our warm-up stretches, starting with our neck. Bring our hands up, towards, push, and follow those hands all the way down. Feel a little stretch in the back of your neck. You can think about breathing. I like to inhale as I come up and then exhale whenever my lungs are ready. That all happens at different paces for all of us. One more. Our other neck exercise. We drop one hand to our hip and follow this hand as we look towards that shoulder. Back to the front. Switch hands. We're going side to side. We're stretching that neck. We don't have to go as far as we can go, just enough to get that nice stretch. One more again on each side. The more you do this, the more flexible your neck is. It kind of, as it warms up, it just stretches a little more. Now let's roll our shoulders. Always roll forward first. And then when I go to roll back, it's almost like a massage you give yourself, warming up those shoulder joints. I always feel all the muscles in my back as I roll forward and back. Ooh, I can't stop yawning. All right, big shoulder circle. It's not because y'all are boring. It's that circadian rhythm. It's that time of day when I just get sleepy. Just had lunch and it's digesting. Let's grab our ball and we're going to separate and push, stretching that spine. Back to the ball and switch. Keeping a soft bend in our elbow. Oh, excuse me. I'm just really getting it out. Oh, that good stretch. And last time. Back to our ball. Let's take it side to side, moving that torso. Similar to the movement in our waving hands and clouds. We can guide our bodies by our dantian or our belly button, kind of tightening our stomach muscles as we move side to side, letting those muscles guide us. All right, move into our hips. Shift weight to one leg, go forward, hands back, pause, and toe back, hands forward. Keeping our bodies upright.
Right.
Shift to the other side. I'm gonna put y'all on the big picture and take me on the little picture. I don't quit yawning. I'm not a very good leader today, am I?
You're doing fine.
Thank you. I promise I'm not bored. I just can't quit yawning. They say sometimes when you yawn that your brain is needing some oxygen, so you need to.
You're not breathing deep enough. That's what I've been told.
Say that again.
You're not breathing deep enough. That's what I was told.
I'll breathe deep enough. Or if somebody's yawning in the room with you, it will sometimes make you yawn.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is either.
I don't either. I guess we're copycats.
It's tap and punch. This is for our knees. Take your time as you shift the weight to the other leg. Take your time as you lift, tap and punch. This was something we really went over in our seated Tai Chi, was how different the movements are seated versus standing, because some of these moves we can't do when we're sitting in a chair. We would fall out. Like this one in particular.
I want to do the same side, the leg and the arm instead of.
Well,
I know why I don't. I know why I shouldn't, because that's not a good balance.
Yeah, that's right. That's a counterbalance.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not the worst thing you could do. Probably the worst thing that you could do would be lean into your weight shift, because anytime you lean, you're kind of going towards falling. So as long as your body's upright, even if you punch on the same side, you're more likely to stay upright, because you chose to have body awareness and keep your body that way. Ankles, shift the weight and then heel toe. Rocking the foot. Bring it back, shift the weight, heel toe. Shift the weight and big toe, little toe. Side to side.
Feel the bones cracking, Jennifer.
I think about that sometimes as I'm doing this move right here. That's for our neck. Okay, so I don't know the last time I talked about this, but right here, whenever we're doing the neck exercise, so I have this hand by my hip, but this is the one I'm following. As I look towards that shoulder, you feel that stretch in the back of your neck. But if you take this shoulder, which is opposite of the way you're looking, and pull it back as you look that way, so you're pulling both of your shoulders back as you turn that neck. Here, pull that shoulder back.
Okay.
Do you feel those extra stretches?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel, or do you hear extra bones popping? Because in that movement, I'm always pop, 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 pop. Pop, pop, pop. So that's how to make that stretch a little bit more, is by pulling that shoulder back. Another stretch, and this one's for your neck too, where you bring your hands up towards your chin and chest, then you push away and you follow the hands down, that very first one. If when you bring your hands toward your chin and chest, if you'll tuck your chin in as you pull towards your face, do you feel an extra stretch in your neck there too?
Yeah.
You don't have to do it, but that's just another way. Pull and release as you do the neck stretch. It's just another way to stretch your neck just a little bit more. So that's our warm-ups. Let me get a drink. So we're ready for our basic 6. I'm going to say the names of the movement, but I'm not going to talk you through them. And we're going to see where we are. If this is a place where how good you feel about knowing your basic 6 without talking through it. I'm not going to abandon you. Don't think that. But it just guides where we need to go from here. So from the top, getting a nice stable stance, upright posture, weights on both legs, nice soft bend in our knee, no tension going on. And we're breathing. Here we go. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Close it out. So how was that?
That was good.
You're getting better and better at it.
Getting better.
Is there certain movement, one of those movements that we need to talk more about, or you have questions about the specifics of the movement?
Okay. No.
It's a matter of practicing it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll start exploring our advanced 6. So here we are. Nice stable stance. Remember our principles. As you learn the movements, you can start focusing on principles. I feel like in the beginning, you have to learn the movements first. That's first and foremost. So all the specifics of the movements. Then you can really think about principle in focus. Of course, when we're showing that commencement movement, it's slow, it's smooth, it's continuous. So we're practicing it in that pace or in that movement control. But we don't necessarily talk about it, but that's how we show, that's how we model it. Gentle resistance is kind of hard to see. It's more of something you feel. So you can move as if the air around you is heavy. And so it's not necessarily something that you're going to see that I'm doing, but I utilize muscles to pull and push whenever I'm doing the movements to focus on that principle. Of course, upright posture, one of the gifts that Tai Chi gives us is body awareness. So we notice if we're ever leaning forward or to either to the side, or whether we've pulled our shoulders up. And when we start paying attention to our bodies and fixing it, and we have that proper body structure in Tai Chi class, but also outside in everything else we're doing, then we're going to be less likely to fall. And that comes from body awareness. Of course, we're weight transferring all the way through our Tai Chi. And that's how we really strengthen our muscles to hold our bodies upright and not fall. That's why when we did seated Tai Chi, we pushed those feet into the floor, and that mimicked the weight transfer to make those muscles stronger. So if you do seated Tai Chi, really engage the muscles in your legs so that you help yourself out in terms of the aspect or the benefit of falls prevention. So here, let's do it again. You can think about whatever principle if you want to, but just being conscious of those things, making sure you're breathing throughout, checking in with yourself and go, oh yeah, I've been holding my breath. So try to be conscious of taking those breaths, inhales and exhales. Deep breathing, diaphragmatic breathing is our goal. Here we go. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds.
Jennifer.
Ma'am.
When we do that, are both hands supposed to be facing us? Seems like when I do one side, one is going out, and when I change,
On waving hands in clouds, one is down here by your hip and it's engaged, so it's not down here flopping around. One hand is down here by your hip, and the other one kind of goes cross body. I always think about that as a sash. And your palm is facing out. And then you turn your torso, and then you bring this hand down as if you were slapping a drum. And then this hand comes up cross body. So you're here, switch, here, switch, here. So when you get to the end of that turn, you're slapping a drum and bringing this hand up to go cross body.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be that severe. It doesn't have to be like, what's that, a 45-degree angle? It doesn't have to be like that. But you're here, you're definitely not here. There's an element to cross body. And I think whenever you see it, because what I've seen people do in class, not my class, but classes where I've been trained, is I've seen people do this. They make it a big swoop motion of their hand, and their body's kind of staying still here instead of here. You see the difference? You see how my body's moving. So I'm going to take away my hands and my body is turning.
Yeah.
So it's not, my hand is just going along for the ride with my body.
Oh, yeah.
Does that answer your question and get you on the right track?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Probably sometimes you see it on video and it may look more like I'm swooping my hand, but my hand is still, it's just moving with my body. Then I switch and I move my body. So if my body weren't moving, my hand would just be right here. My hands wouldn't be moving at all. And then I would switch. The only reason why my hands move is because my body moves them. So my hands aren't the ones moving. See, my body's still and my hands are moving. Now my body's moving my hands. And that engages our core. This here is an arm movement if I'm just moving my arms. This is a torso movement. So when you engage the muscles that are in your core, and the muscles in your stomach, the muscles in your back, when those muscles are stronger, then you're more likely to not fall because your muscles are stronger. And those are your supportive core muscles that support your spine on the front and on the back of your spine. So if it weren't for all these muscles, our bones would just be a pile in the floor. It's our muscles that help keep our bones upright. So we want our muscles strong so we can stay upright and we don't be just a pile in the floor. All right, let's do it again. Okay. Basic 6. See what time is it? Till 6. Okay, here we go. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. And close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Close it out. How was that?
All right, okay.
All right. One more time and then we'll move forward. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. And close. Close it out. So the more you do it, the better you'll get. It'll just be muscle memory, and you'll be doing it without even thinking. So you've done it so much.
Yeah, that is so true. Because I did.
Your body just knows what to do next. So now we think about our advanced movements. Just like in our basic movements where we went to both sides, kind of one at the time, we went to the right, single whip, waving hands in clouds, and then we went to the left of single whip and waving hands in clouds. Now we're going to do our advanced, but we go to the left first, then we do it all to the right. So I'm going to talk through all the motions of our advanced 6 to the left. I'm gonna say the names of them and show you what they look like. Here we go. We have brush knee. Play the loop. Hairy punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open and close. Now we do it to the other side. Brush knee. Play the loop. Hairy punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open and close. And close it out. So those are our advanced 6 going both ways. That doesn't look too scary, does it?
No, you just gotta concentrate. Yeah, that's neat. Right.
We just have to break it down. That's the thing, is we have to break it down. And we just learn it one little part at a time, just like we did our advanced or our basic 6. So we're coming from open and close at the end of our basic 6 whenever we go into our brush knee. Now I'm going to say the words of the movement. So I'm going to shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare, step, bring this arm around. Shift as I push and follow step. So I'm going from facing forward to facing to the left. And I'm not just going to jump and suddenly be facing to the left. That's not very Tai Chi. We have to really think about what's going on with our feet a shift, a move, a shift, a move at a time. So just thinking about our feet, we're going to shift our weight to our left foot, turn our right toe in. So that's kind of an arrow that tells us, hey, we're going that way. So that left toe comes in. Sorry, my right toe comes in. Shift left, right toe in. Now I'm going to shift my weight to my right foot and bring my left foot back. Then I'm going to step left. That gets me in the direction of my left wall. Now I'm going to shift left and follow step right. So again, just feet. Shift left, right toe in. Shift, shift right, left foot in. Step left, shift, follow step right. I got my direction all messed up.
Oh, so you just using one foot, but you're going left and you shift your left.
I shift left, I turn my right toe in.
Okay.
I shift right, I bring my left foot back and then step. Shift.
You step with the same foot. You step with the same foot that you're doing left and right. You stepping with that one or the other?
The foot I'm stepping to the side with is my left foot.
Okay.
So I shift the weight to my left foot so I can turn my right toe in. Now I shift all my weight to my right foot, bring the left foot back, and then step.
Oh, okay. So she can
shift to my left foot and then follow step right. So it's shift all the way to my left foot, turn my right toe in.
Okay.
So I'm turning my right toe towards the direction in which I'm turning. Shift right, prepare, and step. Now when I step, the fact that I turned my right toe in makes sense here, because now this feels a lot better than if this foot were still facing front. See, that pulls my hip, but I turned that toe in, so now that feels like a more staggered stance.
Okay.
So I stepped with my left foot, shift weight to my left foot, and then I follow step right. One reason why this feels weird to you is because we're used to walking right, shift. Sorry, that's my left foot in mirror image language. Step left, shift, right, shift. So when I stepped forward because I'm going places, right? That's how we're used to walking. But in this Tai Chi moves where we're doing all this step, shift, follow step. Okay, watch. Here, shift, step, shift. So our nature is to want to step, right? Because we're used to walking. But in Tai Chi, in this advanced movement, it's shift, and then instead of stepping out, I'm follow stepping, and I'm still behind. I'm still behind this left leg. That's why it feels weird, is because you're not stepping forward, or you're not stepping in front of the other foot. You are stepping forward. So it's shift left, right toe in, shift right, prepare, and step left, shift, follow step right. So that right foot is further behind your left.
Okay.
Anytime we follow step, in our advanced 6, we don't give weight to that foot. The reason why we don't give weight to it is because that's our next step. We cannot step with a foot if it has weight on it. So when I stepped, shift, follow step, all my weight is still on my left leg. Now, for safety purposes, if you need to shift your weight to your right leg, that's fine. Just know you have to remove that weight before you can step it back, because that's the next move. Anytime you have a follow step, you give no weight to that follow step foot because you're going to move it next. And that's just a rule in this Tai Chi. So it is step, shift, follow step, no weight, because it's going to step back, shift, follow step. See, now this follow step has no weight. Why? Because it's our next step. Step, shift. Now we're going to walk, step, shift, step, shift, follow step. So now we're behind again. We're no weight here again. Guess where this foot's stepping? Back, shift, follow step. Follow step foot, it's ready to do something. Step, shift, follow step. Now we get to the front, step, shift, follow step, adjust the weight, and then that's the end of our movements. Don't worry if you didn't memorize that when I just did it. I'm just showing you kind of the rhythm and the rules of our advanced movements. And we're going to get it. It's just going to take us time. We are on.
Because you make it look so simple. You make it look so easy.
I've been doing it a couple times.
Yeah, So, okay. It's really easy if we can concentrate on what you are doing. It's really easy.
Well, today I'm just kind of giving you that blanket overview of all the moves. Next week, we're going to come back and we're just going to break down the first move and start connecting it to all of them. I just wanted to give you a blanket overview of what all of it looks like in just terms of our feet.
Right.
You already know there are hand movements that go along with this, but we're not complicating it today. We're just showing the nature of the footwork, and that is shift, right toe in, shift, prepare, step, shift, follow step. Remember, follow step foot gets no weight because it's the next step. Step back, shift, follow step. Remember, follow step foot gets no weight because it's the next step. Step, shift, step, shift, step, shift, follow step. No weight. Next step, steps back, shift, follow step. No weight. Step front, shift, follow step. Back to the front, step, shift, follow step. Now give both of your feet weight. And then we do that same thing this way, where we shift, left toe in, shift, prepare, step, shift, follow step. Step back, shift, follow step. Remember, follow step foot, no weight. That's your next step. Step, shift, step, shift, step, shift, follow step. Step back, shift, follow step, step front, shift, follow step. To the front, shift, follow step, adjust the weight, and we're done. So, do you hear a rhythm in that movement? Step, shift, follow step. Step, shift, follow step. I mean, you heard it over and over again, right? So you see we're practicing weight transfer. That's one of our principles. Step, shift, follow step. Step, shift, follow step. In our basic 6, we went step, shift, step, shift, step, shift, step. We walked sideways in our basic 6. In our advanced 6, we're going forward, backward, forward, 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 back, forward, and then we go to the front. So that's how we use the whole range of motion of our muscle in our basic and our advanced 6 together, is because in basic, we're working that muscle this way, going sideways. We go to the right, we go to the left. Something like that. I know we go to both sides. Don't judge me if I said the wrong one first. But in advanced 6, we go back in front. So back in front in advanced, side to side in basic. So we get the full workout whenever we're doing basic and advanced. So it's exciting to be able to shift our weight in so many ways. Think about our warm-up and how when we do our hip knee warm-ups in the beginning, how we're shifting as we shift side to side to be able to move that other foot. And then whenever we do that knee where we step forward, shift, and then shift back. So our warm-ups prepare us for the weight shifting in both directions. That's why I told y'all, even if you stay in the warm-ups and only do the warm-ups, you're going to get the full benefits of our Tai Chi because you're doing the full range of motion just in the warm-ups. And that's how it was designed, to warm you up to get ready to do it. But if you stay there and just do the warm-ups, then you're doing it. You're just skipping the fact that maybe you don't know what all these moves are yet. So never just say, well, I'm a failure because I don't know all those moves. No, you're already doing those moves. You're just doing them in the warm-ups and in a different way. Okay? So please be encouraged that you can do it. Next week, we're going to do brush knee. Remember, our hands are coming from open and closed. So they're here. Our right hand is going to reach out and our left hand is going to lay down and protect that elbow. So it'll just hover right over top of that elbow. This is in our brush knee. This is our hand movements. That's that first one. When you turn that foot in, you're reaching and doing this motion. Then your left hand's going to come down by your hip. Now you're going to take your right hand back around and you're going to push. So that's the hand movement of brush knee. From open and close, reach, separate, come back around and push. From open and close, reach, separate, come back around and push. How's that?
Okay.
So now we've practiced the footwork and now we've seen the handwork. So here's how they go together. And we're getting ready to cool down, but I just wanted to show you this one piece because we've done the handwork again here. Reach, separate, come back around and push. And then the footwork is shift, right toe in, shift right, prepare, step, shift, follow step. Okay, that we know the footwork, we're familiar with the handwork. Here they are together. Shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare, step, bring this hand around and shift as we push, follow step. That's brush knee. There it is. And we're going to do that next week. We're going to repetitively go over it until it's muscle memory.
Okay.
Let's give ourselves a little fist massage. I really enjoy the advanced movements. It reminds me of a dance. So it's kind of cool to be able to do the dance of Tai Chi. Here we're giving ourselves a little massage. Now let's tense up our muscles and then let them go. Tense. We don't want to live in tension. Let it go. Tense and relax. Tense and relax. One more time. Tense. So always catch yourself holding tension and let that go so you don't have pain. Big shoulder circle. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale as you come up and exhale as you push down. Great time to work on your breathing with this movement. And if you do it on your own, then you can pace it by your breath. One more. We have our right fist that represents our strength, our left fingers together representing our friendship, our thumb in representing our humility. We put those together and in mutual respect, we say namaste.
Namaste.
Well, great job today, y'all. I know I'm pushing you. Please don't get discouraged. Just like we did the basic 6 to get to the point where we feel so comfortable with it, we'll get there with this. We have nothing but time. So if y'all have any questions, let me know. Please use the YouTube videos to help you. And then we'll do it again next week, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I love y'all.
Okay, love you too. Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.